two regions, two curvatures, and two main arteries. So there's a lot of twos going on. Two sphincters, cardia, and the pyloric sphincter. Now, because that's where the cardiac sphincter is, this is where the heart is, this region over here is all going to be cardia. And down here, you guessed it, pylorus.
Because like in real life, they come together too, like they pull together, so this is how it's teaching your body. So if you can imagine the line right here, you said everything on this side is going to be actually going to
Oh, look.
So if you guys want to kind of imagine this imaginary line right here,
stick one like right here, so they stick
Yep.
there.
there's part of the stomach that's actually higher than the cardiac sphincter. And that region that's elevated or above is kind of like a little air pocket. That's the fundus. And next week when we do reproductive, you'll see that there's actually a fundus in the uterus. And it's the top part of the uterus.
It's above what you said?
Fundus.
Well, so the fundus is kind of like the cap to the stomach. But what I'm trying to represent with this piece of lead is that there's part of the stomach that's above the sphincter.
Okay, that's
So your stomach doesn't actually just sit like that, like we draw it normally. It kind of like swoops up a little bit. That's up swoopage, if that makes sense, is the fundus. So the fundus, if they tag it, is going to be the top part of the cardia. Now, the stomach kind of has this crescent moon shape. A big curve and a less curve, conveniently. This one will be the greater curvature, and this one the lesser. Purely size. Simple as that. Cool.
We're good.
Now, this is kind of seem like going back in time a little bit. But last week we talked about the heart. The inside of the heart is the papillary muscles, right? And in the papillary muscles, they're made out of trabeculae carne. So trabeculae carne is that innermost layer of the functional zone of the heart. And it's that rough kind of layer inside the heart. You do the same thing in the stomach. So the area of the stomach that's going to come inside in contact with all the food is called the rugae. Now the rugae is that kind of rough surface all throughout the stomach.
The folds.
The folds in the stomach, yep. And what's the purpose of that? Well, it's going to help to increase the surface area if you have all those kind of peaks and valleys to allow more absorption and more digestion to occur. Any questions?
We're good.
We can come back and do vessels at the very end once we know where everything is. So, like we said, first stop, esophagus, cardia, goes through the stomach, through the pylorus, and through the pyloric sphincter. Then we go small intestine, large intestine, rectum, anus, and then whatever's outside. So, once we're out of the stomach, the first stop we're going to make is the small intestine. The small intestine is made of three parts. The three parts of the small intestine are the DJI. Duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. What's really nice is that the first one, duodenum, and the last one, ileum, have some really easy landmarks because they're at the very end and they usually connect to things. So, the first stop outside of the pyloric sphincter is going to be a small intestine. And this whole area right there is all duodenum. So your duodenum in your body goes down for about 10 inches or so. Kind of wraps around and starts going towards the rest of the small intestine.
Seriously, so you could text him like today, be like,
Yep.
So the key identifier for how do we know we're in the duodenum? Well, it's going to be the very beginning of the small intestine. It's right after the stomach is kind of dumped out.
what is just this in general?
This? It's your pancreas.
Okay.
Yep. And so, in your terms, there's the head of the pancreas and the tail of the pancreas. The head of the pancreas, imagine kind of like a sideways cane. Kind of like the arch is going to be towards this way. That'll be the head. So the head of the pancreas is towards the duodenum, and the tail is going to arc all the way back into the side towards the spleen.
Yeah, so superior gonadal.
Yep.
what's we talking about?
Now they just said also that they could mark the duodenum here.
I don't don't think that they would. That might be the start of the jejunum.
Right. But this is where the duodenum sits.
So if they're going to tag where it sits, they probably tag
Yeah.
the actual duodenum. Don't you think?
That's what I would think. I think it's on there too,
I
but
want you guys to do well. We're not trying to trick you guys by any means.
Where was the tail of the pancreas again?
So the head of the tail is kind of meeting up with the duodenum,
Okay.
and the tail is going to swoop it back to the spleen. It's kind of
kind of the leaf. Yeah, and it kind of looks like a leaf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. And now, your pancreas is responsible for making, of many things, insulin. And so it's going to secrete that through the pancreatic duct, and that's that white region right there. And it's going to dump into the duodenum. Now, there's a term on yours called a duodenal papilla.
And that's the little dark spot.
Oh yeah, you're right about that. Ooh, such a after.
Actually, I believe it's going to be this part right here.
Oh, they said it was the dark spot on
I
there.
think he tried this one.
That dark, that where that dark mark was.
So the gray part's the spine, right?
Spleen. Yep. Anything I was kind of confusing on? Or?
No, I think we were just told on before. That was what did you say the duodenal papilla is?
Oh yeah, no, I use that.
You got me down myself, so let me double check. All right, be right back.
I mean, there's not.